Hi everyone, Scorp here. It is time, everyone. So in the description of this video, there's going to be a link to download the patch for Gemini 2. This is the culmination of the great work that people have put in to make the modding tools, and then Batspup has put in to upgrade them. And then I finally got through making a whole bunch of changes to the game using those tools. And this is what I've come up with. Now, this is a completed save, so this has everything, but just wanted to show that there are a lot more effect monsters than there used to be. Unfortunately, any card that you give it an effect to that didn't already have an effect doesn't actually end up with text on it, so that is unfortunate. I will eventually make a spreadsheet with all of the effects on them, although I would challenge the community to make their own spreadsheet and get a spreadsheet together of all of the possible effects for all of the cards in this mod. Maybe it's a little bit of a treasure hunt for all of you guys. So, like cards like, let me go find a obvious one, like my leader over here, Magician of Black Chaos. This didn't used to have a special. Well, we might be able to see it when we use this deck here in a second. But I'm just going to show a little bit of gameplay. I would like to not spoil everything for all of you guys. I'd like to let you guys play the game and try it out. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to put this out here. The link will be in the description for you guys to download it. And then I'll let you guys play it for probably a week before I start posting videos on it. I plan to just do a pyro playthrough of Redux 2 for the next week anyways. So this can go out. This will be out right at the start of Memorial Day weekend for those people in the United States, so have plenty of time to play it. And yeah, hopefully this goes well. There are some bugs, shouldn't be too many, but there are going to be some, and if you find them, please let me know. This isn't the final version, probably. If there's bugs found or any changes need to be made, definitely could make them. Yeah, so this shouldn't be bad. Should be, the enemies are similar to the original Gemini. It's just there's a whole lot more effect, so there's a lot of interesting things that you might be able to do, and some combos that might be different. And cards like Brachioridus and Dinosaurs might be significantly better than they were in the base game. Things like Tomasaurus have a billion effects on them, so this is a much better set of leader powers than Dinosaurs used to have. But I want to show off this. We'll just Dark Hole the field, you know, standard. This is pretty standard from my gameplay at this point. I mean, it's just something you expect from me at this point, I believe. But hey, let's see what Magician of Black Chaos' effect is. Oh, that's new. Oh, I can revive. This is actually Dark. Instead of Magician of Black Chaos, it's Dark Magician of Chaos' effect to resurrect a spell on summon. So that has to be flipped because I had used Magician of Fate's effect for it. I don't know what Ancient Lizard Warrior's effect is. Hopefully it's not destroy enemy card on destruction. Could be. Oh, that's unfortunate. Open card's wonderful, isn't it? Oh well. I'll be honest, I couldn't just change like Dark Magician Girl's effect to also affect Magician of Black Chaos. That would have been fun. Like it kind of does in the anime, it does do that. Oh, I should have done that outside of there. Oh well. But we're just having fun here. I threw together a little deck that doesn't show off too much, because I didn't change Magicians all that much, other than giving Magician of Black Chaos an effect. They're not terrible in this. There's certainly some other strats that you might try with spellcasters. But really, I focused on making things like dinosaurs a lot better. Rex is, of course, never going to show it off because it's Rex, and he doesn't like to show off. He likes to do things that lose him the game. I mean, that's just kind of normal for Rex, I believe. So yeah, let me know what you think. Yeah, I'm gonna give you guys at least a week to play around with this mod before I upload a whole bunch of videos on it. I don't spoil everybody immediately. Tried to implement as much of Batspup's new and improved things as possible. It does force side start, because I really didn't want to let players start against somebody like Rex here, who, as you can see, is playing cards like Muka Muka and other exceedingly strong cards, and has a whole bunch of leader powers, and it's basically just a menace to society. I wanted to make sure it was a little bit more fair than that to the player. So the second side is significantly harder than than the first side. So you really wanted to start on the other side, it would be really, really hard. So that's why I'm not letting the player do that. It's just so much nicer for balancing if you force the player to start one side or the other. Otherwise, it does have special slot rares. The card list is mostly the same as the original Gemini mod. But yeah. The other thing I was going to show off 2 decks today just so I could make this slightly longer. I also made the Blue Eyes deck a significant bit stronger. I'm not going to show off too many opponents though, because I want to let you guys go and find them. So I'll just pick somebody nice and early. Maybe somebody that... I don't know. There should be no deck cost limit post-game, so I should be able to just play anybody I want to. I think I showed off Yugi, so we'll show off Yugi again. Yeah. So there's a whole lot of changes. I didn't change like card stat. There are deck cost changes to some cards to make them a little bit more balanced. You'll notice that most of the opponents have a higher deck cost. That's pretty well by design. Especially with all of the cards having effect, having higher deck costs is kind of a necessity, because it's really hard to actually make super cheap decks in this. Which is probably for the better, but... you guys also probably noticed that the life points looks a little bit weird on the top of the screen. That's because there is a change to make the life point exceed 10,000. So if you wanted to play a healing deck, you can now play a healing deck, which is extremely nice. Also, a lot of effects got changed from their original text of, like... So, one of the examples is Seiryu here. I know it still says 300 points against Fiend Monsters. If you fight against a Fiend Monster with a Seiryu, you will find that that number is significantly higher than 300. And I pretty much did that across the board. There's a whole bunch of effects that have been changed at least a little bit, or a lot, in some cases. So I want to show off Kaiser Dragon's new effect. This is Gate D's effect, but I figured giving it to light dragons would make their decks significantly better. It's pretty much the only thing I could really do to make light dragons that much better. So, what I wanted to do to them. So there's card effects like that in the game now that really make they really make decks stronger. So yeah, be prepared for opponents to pull out stuff like that. Be prepared for opponents to have cards with card effects that are really strong, and they probably aren't going to use them very well, but it's your job to figure out how to use them yourself so that you can beat the game easier. This is going to be less of play big beat sticks the game. It is one of my main goals here. Although, I mean, it's still Yu-Gi-Oh!, so it's play big beat stick the game until it's play solitaire the game. But unfortunately for Yugi, this game is over. So yeah, dragons weren't changed too much. They were already in a really good spot, so it's kind of like where I was. Spellcasters got Magician of Black Chaos upgrades and other Spellcaster upgrades, so they're in a lot better spot. Dragons were already in a great spot, so they didn't get much stronger. So, pretty fair, I think, but I'm sure everyone's going to have their own opinion, and I'm looking forward to them. So yeah, see if we can't get a 3 in a row here to close out. Hey, 2 3 in a row. Yeah. The cards that you get in the 3 in a rows are pretty good. Reincarnations are at 3 duels to a reincarnation, which is not as generous as Redux 2, but it's still pretty generous. You don't lose the card when you reincarnate. That's more generous than Redux 2 is. The reincarnation pool is quite small, so there's mostly good cards in it compared to games like Redux 2, which is almost everything. See. The slot rare pool, there's special slot rares still. Bunch of good stuff everywhere, so yeah, guys, let me know what you think, and if you guys find stuff that's too broken, let me know, and I might just change it. So there might be a 2.1 to this mod, but we will see. So far, yeah, I've enjoyed myself testing it, and I think it's in a pretty decent spot to release, so that's where I'm going to leave it. So yes, thank you all. Check the description below. It'll have a link to my Discord. There will be in the mod links channel, there will be a link to the X Delta download. If I don't just put, yeah, I'll put it there. And then the X Delta download, you can just use an X Delta patcher. I will probably just put one alongside it, and yeah, that should be it. So, happy gaming, everyone.